Hello, dear teachers! Hi, everyone! Kumusta naman tayong lahat? Welcome to ACELT Diaries Season 2, ang weekly kwentuhan ng Ateneo Center for English Language Teaching. Marami tayong kwentong ELT na nakakatawa, nakakaloka, nakakaiyak, at nakaka-inspire. Ako po si Cheche Suarez. Hello sa aking partner, Miss Ines.
Hello, Doc Cheche. And hello there, dear teachers. Nandito na naman kami para samahan kayo habang nagpapahinga at nagmumuni-muni. Welcome to our ACELT Diaries channel. Ako po si Ines Bautista Yao.
Miss Ines, last episode na nating dalawa ito
Last
for Season 2. Grabe, how time flies. Ang bilis. Naka-15 episodes na ang ACELT Diaries at isa na lang matatapos na ang Season 2. Imagine that. We have another exciting topic for everyone today because in this episode, we will talk about teaching writing, using learners' languages as a tool to communicate meaning.
Yes, Doc Cheche, I agree. And for this episode, ako actually is the one that needs help.
Okay.
So, meron akong bagong teaching role this school year. Ngayon, I teach writing to foreign students from Cambodia and East Timor. Pero nahihirapan sila with English. Tapos when they submit their written work, kung i-correct ang grammar nila. Pero alam ko rin, there's so much more to writing than just grammar correction, di ba? So, what I try to focus on is what they're saying, how they express their ideas, and the flow of their thoughts. Tama ba ang ginagawa ko, Doc Cheche? What about using their local
Question.
languages? Paano ko i-incorporate yun sa written work nila? I want to do that then.
Nako, lagi nating pinag-uusapan yan dito sa ACELT Diaries, di ba, Miss Ines? Ang paggamit ng local languages in the English classroom. And to answer your question na I'm sure tinatanong din ng marami nating mga dear teachers ay ito. As a multilingual community, we need to provide space in our classrooms for our multilingual students to use their local languages to express their thoughts and emotions. This means hindi tayo dapat nakafocus lang sa English language and grammar when we teach writing. So, to say that a composition that is considered well-written is one that is written using only one language and should be grammatically error-free is a myth. Maling paniniwala po yan. Because as teachers, when we evaluate our students' compositions, we should value both idea development, yan yung substantiation, and structure, which refers to both grammar and organization.
So, yun pala. Importante pa rin ang grammar, Doc Cheche. But so it's equally important then for teachers to help students develop their ideas in their essays.
That's right. Exactly, Miss Ines. While it's true na dapat ma-achieve ng mga students ang mastery ng target language, it is also important that we honor their individual and collective identities. So we need to recognize that our students are bilingual or multilingual, at least here in the Philippines. And pati na din yung mga foreign students na refer mo kanina.
Yes.
Because of this, di ba, Ms. Ines, there are other languages operating in their meaning-making processes. So, mixing their languages in any communication event, mapa-oral communication man yan or written, is typical for us bilingual and multilingual speakers. And that is what Kanagaraja, ang friend natin is si Kanagaraja, what he refers to as translanguaging. It is the ability of multilingual speakers to shuttle between languages, treating the diverse languages that form their repertoire as an integrated system. So, dear teachers, may iba't ibang definitions ang translanguaging, ha? Meron from Ophelia Garcia, Leeway, for example, pero for the purpose of our discussion today, we refer to this definition of Kanagaraja. So, this is the concept of translanguaging nga. Kaya, it's inevitable to translanguage or mix languages, to shuttle between languages when we're writing. Di ba, Miss Ines?
Yeah.
Ikaw, you're a professional writer. Do you share the same experience ba na there are times that you deliberately mix your languages in your writing?
Oo naman, Doc Cheche. Usually in my fiction or personal essays, gusto ko ipakita who I am as a multilingual Filipino. Gusto ko rin ipalabas ang culture and personality ng Pilipinas through my writing. And now, more and more multilingual writers around the world use their own languages in their written work
Right.
without the need to translate because we can infer naman through context, di ba?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, dear teachers. An effective writing exercise is one that liberates the writer, hindi yung nakaka-oppress. Because our
Mhm.
goal as a teacher is to encourage our students to express their ideas effectively. So, if students need to use their local languages to articulate their thoughts, to represent something, then we just need to know their purpose. And if their use of the local language in their writing is deliberate, then we should allow them. Sabi nga ulit ni Kanagaraja, effective writing is not a matter of stringing well-formed sentences. So hindi lang grammar. Authors have to do so with rhetorical effectiveness. Ibig sabihin, dear teachers, when we teach our students how to write, hindi po enough na perfect ang grammar nila. Dapat yung composition nila makes sense.
Mm-mm.
And may kabuluhan din para sa, hindi lang may kabuluhan para sa English class natin, but it should also be relevant to the bigger community or the society
Yes.
at large. Di ba? Yung may social or cultural relevance sana. So, there are different ways to do this according to Kanagaraja, Miss Ines, di ba? But since patikim lang naman itong episode natin, we will focus on what he calls as voice strategies. So, voice strategies enable writers to appropriate dominant codes and experiment boldly with language. Ito yung boses natin as a writer. Kasi nga, hindi naman invisible ang writer, di ba? Just because we don't see
Yeah.
him or her. So, kung multilingual ang writer, it is possible for that to be reflected in his or her writing. Paano ba natin to exemplify, Miss Ines, para mas clear sa ating mga dear teachers?
Yes, Doc Cheche. We can actually, one example to show how that works is Girl by Jamaica Kincaid. You're familiar with it, I'm sure.
That's right, ginagamit natin yan sa mga workshops natin, di ba?
Yes. So Kincaid is a Caribbean American writer and a professor at Harvard University. And ang galing niyang mag-incorporate ng kanyang multicultural background sa mga writings niya. For example, in Girl, we see non-English words like Bena and Dukona. I'm not sure kung is that how you pronounce it. This doesn't mean na mali ang grammar ng piece. In fact, mas
Mhm.
maganda pa ang kwento kasi mas feel natin ang culture and setting. So this is what I love when I read work by multilingual authors. Parang nai-immerse ka sa kanilang culture through what you're reading. So dear teachers, mas maganda kung ini-encourage natin ang ating students to use words in their own mother tongue when they want to write something in their unique multilingual voice. Halimbawa, words such as barkada, kilig,
Yan.
nanay, tatay, words in Filipino that have heavier emotional weight or yung walang literal translation sa English.
Yeah, that's right. Pero Miss Ines, how about you as a writer? Do you have an example from your own experience?
Yes, yes, Doc Cheche. First of all, I really like to make sure na authentic ang sinusulat ko. So this means dapat galing sa aking environment. For example, ang title ng latest book ko ay My Quarantine Diary. So ito ay set during the pandemic at nilagay ko talaga ang mga pandemic experiences natin. And besides using the Filipino words na walang direct or proper translation in English, I tried as much as possible to write in the voice of someone that's writing a diary. So this means thinking and writing as a multilingual with words in Filipino na nakahalo sa narratives ko. So, Doc Cheche, kung balikan natin yung problema na ni-refer ko kanina, I guess this means I'll continue to encourage my foreign students to write in English but also use words in their native language, di ba? That they feel are more
Yes,
appropriate for what they're writing. I'll just ask na dapat may footnote na translation, di ba?
that's
Para
right.
maintindihan
Kulang.
ko. Oo.
Yes, and that's what you can do. Correct yan, Miss Ines. Ayan ha. Dear teachers, may examples tayo from our own classroom or workshops and from Miss Ines herself, who's written a number of books. Pero may question ako, Miss Ines. Hindi ba
Okay.
makaka-apekto sa grammar yung pag-incorporate ng local languages sa written compositions?
Hindi naman, Doc Cheche. I think when we write, kasi like when we speak, we make sure the structure we use is still intelligible or understandable. So kahit mag-mix tayo ng languages, as in translanguaging, we still observe the grammatical conventions of the target language. So correct pa rin ang grammar in that case.
So true, Miss Ines. Just like what we're doing now, di ba? Kanina
Yeah.
pa tayo nagka-translanguaging,
Yes,
mixing
tama.
both Filipino and English. So dear teachers, alam na ha, ang paggamit ng local languages in writing English compositions should not be seen as a problem. As we always say in multilingual settings, English and our local languages are friends. Magbabarkada sila. Hindi sila magkakaaway because they help one another. So Miss Ines, sana na-enlighten ka ng episode natin and sana
Yes.
natulungan din ang iba pa nating mga dear teachers on how to use our students' languages as a tool to communicate meaning. Miss Ines?
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment below to let us know how this episode helped, or perhaps there's a question you'd like to ask on any of the points we raised. Please let us hear from you. Walang quiz, promise.
Wala.
Please share ACELT Diaries with your teacher friends also. And please also like our ACELT FB page where you can request for handouts with our clickable links and references.
Ako po ulit si Doc Cheche.
And ako naman si Miss Ines. At kami ay nagpapaalala sa inyo to encourage your students to embrace their multilingual identity and write more
Right, more
effectively.
effectively.
Bye,
Bye, dear
dear
teachers!
teachers!